Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and this is something which we are always talking about, how this role of nutrition, what is environmental medicine. I'll be talking on something on role of nutritional therapies in the care. And normally the things which we like to look into all this stuff is what are the aims and outcomes, purpose of this. See, there are a lot of evidence-based strategies where there, and this nutritional therapy process is a big thing which we as allopaths have understood quite late, and I certainly believe yes, this is one thing. The biochemical imbalances in the disease, and this can be always worked out by looking at something called the role of nutritional medicine, nutritional therapy in the care of individuals with various problems. Let's focus on one thing called cardiovascular problems now. And when I look into this, I try to categorize into some areas because the goals are quite different for everyone. A lot of people have started taking something like a lot of antioxidants and all that. So what is the kind of thing, what are the things which are this cardiovascular things, and how it is mediated, what is the role of age, genetics, sex, lifestyle experiences. You have got trauma, you have got stress, which is becoming a big really cause of worry. And I have seen children at school levels, they are getting stressed these days. And what are the events that initiate illness or symptoms? Is it the stress, is it the infection, is it the environmental toxins, it's your dental foci, or is it the food? You need to look, and they can always be removed or controlled. So I talk about something like evolutionary nutritional therapy. In physiology, fetal nutritional stress appears to flip an evolved switch that sets the body in a state of that protects against the starvation. It's a physiology. Fetal nutritional stress appears to flip. See, we are designed to go against that particular tide. We can always your body yourself body protects you against the starvation. When these individuals encounter modern diets, they respond with deadly metabolic syndrome of obesity, hypertension, and diabetes. So this is how we have been systematically led. Yes, you need to take 3 meals a day, or can take 6 meals a day. This is all kind of things which have been narrative, which have been told. We need to work, not, but we need to optimize, and we need to individualize everything a kind of in a systematic way. You have it requires there's a for me, for someone to understand our process, they have to understand what is the they need we need cooperation from the patient, and this is a PPP enterprise thing. It's a private partnership as well. This, it is not just writing one consultation or writing one prescription and giving it to patient. Okay, follow that. This doesn't help this way here. So we need to see that how we can make the best kind of thing. We need to do learn. I will try to split into which basically which helps people like us trying to understand. L is for listen with sympathy and understanding to the patient's perception of the problem. We need to listen to them, number one. Explain, next one is explain. LE, explain is your perceptions to the problem. What is the take you take, what are your views on that? Acknowledge and discuss the differences and similarities. Recommend treatment and negotiate is we try to see that the patient starts on embarks on it. So essentially we are talking about educating, executing, that is a kind of thing, and empowering, of course. So this thing can help in a big way. We need to talk about a individual program. When I talk about individual program, the first thing which comes to my mind is the diet as well as exercise. I'll try to talk about exercise first. It is said that you need to do something like 2.5 hours of exercise per week of moderate to vigorous physical activity. and that has been shown to lower the cardiovascular disease. And here I can always tell you, you don't have to go for that extensive thing and all that. Do for 20 minutes, and see that you can always. It's a simple kind of thing. Take a brisk walk for a minute or so, then relax for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then take a brisk walk, and then relax in the sense you go for a slow walk. That will help you. This is going to help your sympathetic and parasympathetic kind of thing. And this particular thing, this exercise, I have found out very easy for people who can always they cannot take up large exercise. In the sense, I don't want any of my cardiac person to go for 1 hour stretch walking and all that. You need to do it intermittently. You need to work it on a kind of this one. So yes, I don't want them to look into something like apps and all that, because this is not the we are not trying to go for a championship or something like bodybuilding. This one, you should try to understand. Yes, with exercise, with a normal mobility, your blood is not going to thicken, and it's a kind of mobility is the most important thing. You need to just work on that particular thing. This is one thing which we always talk about with the uh, patient's perspective. And yes, I would like to tell them about the flab of the fat what you are carrying is definitely a CVD risk, because this is something like a thing called adiponectin. It's a adipose hormone that is receiving a lot of attention these days in the medical literature. And see, this nectin levels decrease with visceral obesity. So what needs to be done? Abundant adipokine appears to be a strong link to the metabolic syndrome. So this one thing can easily work it out for all the things like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, high uric acid, and obesity. The other things which we always talking about is calorie restriction. Number one, looking at the muscle mass, trying to use something like niacin, which is vitamin B3. You have got something like curcumin, and you have got something like resveratrol, which increases adiponectin levels. The more the adiponectin levels, the better. You are not getting into something called metabolic stress. So what is this adiponectin doing? Adiponectin sensitizes insulin. Decrease adiponectin causes insulin resistance, which is as good as type 2 diabetes. It reduces liver glucose production. Number one, increases glucose uptake in the muscles and adipose tissue. Uptake in the muscles and adipose tissue is a big thing which we can always achieve by exercise and other things, but this particular thing is, and it causes oxidation of the fats, which leads to less lipid production, and it has got good anti-inflammatory effects. It protects the heart against ischemia and reduces myocardial infarct size. So essentially it acts like a anti-clotting factor, and it increases your nitric oxide production in the vasculature, leading to a greater dilatation of blood vessels. Adiponectin, I would like to tell one more thing about that. It has got whenever you are obese, it leads to decrease in adiponectin, which increase the risk of developing metabolic syndrome. And it has got link with the high fructose intake. Fructose corn syrup is generally considered as a bad this thing, but now with all the stuff, whatever high fructose intake, vitamin D deficiency, and a high carbohydrate intake may all contribute to lowering adenopectin levels. So be careful, try to see that you increase your adiponectin by just adding something like resveratrol, which is there in the red wine, which is that explains the French paradox of why these people are taking so many this particular stuff, fats, still they are not getting into problem, is because of this adiponectin. Resveratrol also is a big kind of stuff, and I think adiponectin is one thing which always everyone has to understand that the decreasing levels are a problem. You have to see that you need to work it out on some areas, trying to increase the adiponectin level. Try to work on something like a as simple as calorie restriction. You have to look into increasing the muscle mass, by just doing some isotonic or isometric contractions, trying to do some thing. Increase your niacin. Niacin is particularly flushing niacin is preferable, and try to use something like curcumin and resveratrol to increase the adiponectin, which will help you solve your metabolic issues, and you will not land into anything of this particular problems like diabetes, heart disease, and all that. Thank you.